All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. Um, I don't know. I think I screwed up. I lost my chat with this app, so I gotta see if I can find it. Found it. There it was. Simple button. Anyway, again, guys, thank you for joining me today. So today, these Wednesday midweek reports are normally short. They're around like 20 minutes or so. I am releasing a video later today on Prepper movie critique. No, sorry, oops, scratch that. Rabbit hole video. I'm releasing a rabbit hole video later today. Prepper movie critique video Saturday. So stay tuned for those. Again, thank you guys for joining me. Those of you that are here, I do appreciate it. These are not very. Gene, thank you for the 5x5. These are not like, sought after videos, but I find it fun to do. So let's get into the bullshit of today. Now, not interestingly enough, but the president yet again stumbles up Air Force One stairs after leaving Poland. That's all I can say about it. I mean, seriously, I don't know what that's news. He's old. The steps look confusing to him. It would be at this point he needs one of those little riding things up and down Air Force One. Obviously, they're not going to do that because it makes him look weak. But he already looks weak, so that's not the point. That's neither here or there. So, yeah. Listen, guys. He's like an amazing president when it comes to shit like this. I mean, I really don't understand. Um, Sorry, I really don't understand why they continue to let him embarrass us the way he does. But nonetheless, that's what it is. And to boot, he wants to run another 4 years, right? So I don't understand. I I think I'm just easily confused at this point with all the shit that's going on, especially being that we're headed in society today where, a president like this, he's doing a great job. And I'm like, according to fucking who? Who's, whatever. He isn't doing a great job. He's doing a shitty job. He's probably one of the worst presidents in American history. And yet people try to say that about Trump, and Trump wasn't the worst president in American history because Biden is. Now, can there be another president worse than Biden? I hope fucking not. I really hope not. But nonetheless, uh, he is definitely going to be a problem. Now, him falling, guys, if he continues to do this, they're going to keep ignoring it. They're going to ignore the obvious. He's too old for the fucking job. But they don't want to. They don't want to deny that. Yet we're all seeing it firsthand. But whatever. So, with that, guys, we're going to move on to something else a little more. I wouldn't say concerning, at least not for those of us who don't take drugs. It's not concerning. But if you live in the city, there's going to be a new drug you're seeing. It's called Trank, or Trank Dope, or zombie drug. Apparently, it's wreaking havoc in major cities across the country, and it has a devastating effect. It literally rots the skin of the person. So, who's ever taking this drug, and this drug is actually called Zazaline, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. It's a new drug that is getting people high, but it's also rotting the skin at the injection site. So wherever you shoot up, it's where you're going to get this necrosis, right? And that's what they're experiencing, necrosis, which is rotting in the skin. It's a more professional way of saying it. And it apparently here in New York City, it's a big to do. So now every crackhead I walk by, I'm going to be looking at them like, is he taking that shit? What is he taking? The crazy thing about drugs, guys, the amazing thing about drugs is that we all watch drugs destroy people's lives. I think everybody on here could sit here and say they have watched somebody succumb to drugs and, either die from it or just get really bad. We've all watched it. And with that, guys, it's amazing that you still have drug addicts and crackheads out there that will watch other people go through this bad experience and go, you know what? I want that too. Like, listen, if I was a crackhead, I would draw the line at this drug and heroin because you know where heroin goes. Everybody knows where heroin goes. Everybody knows how you're going to respond and react to that. It's not good, right? This new Xyzaline trank drug, if you will, it's not good. So why would you want to watch somebody do this and go, man, that high must be good? Look at that rotting arm. You know, I want that too. I don't understand it, right? Dan H, and that's the other thing, right? So thank you for bringing that up. Dan H says, sounds like side effects of every other medicine they show on TV. You know what's funny, guys? I'm going to go back to this again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. But you have drugs out there that have all of these side effects, probably no less than 10 side effects and up. So you got the minimum of 10, the maximum of whatever, including death. A lot of these medications out there will tell you it will provoke or induce thoughts of suicide, depression, loneliness, twitching legs, high blood pressure, diabetes, death, your eye falling off, dick and penis falling off, one and the same, vaginal closure. They'll have all of these side effects, but they'll tell you that taking vitamins doesn't work. It's not good for you. You shouldn't take it. What? Natural supplements, they don't work. They're not good. They automatically run with that. And they don't sit there and they sit there and they motherfuck good shit for you while bad shit for you is good. That makes sense? Yes, Joel. So that in the article they said that the tranq was mixed with fentanyl. I think that's what it was. And it's something like 3 milligrams or less than 3 milligrams, some crazy shit like that, right? It's like a pinhead worth of it they put into it and they mix it around. Flesh eating virus, flesh rotting, no antidote. Yeah, there wouldn't be an antidote. Amputation is the antidote. And that's the big issue, man. It's this thing. Like I said, I just learned about this yesterday, and that was because one of the subscribers, one of you guys, sent me an article via email. And I'm like, zombie drug? I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's see what nope, this is not cool. This is not a fucking cool article. As I'm reading it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? It's a bad problem. So, that being said, guys, just keep your eye out for it. I mean, listen, there's nothing you can do about it, but just keep your eye out about it. And if you have kids, bring this to your kids' attention. Tell them that this is not something you want to look like. And what you show them is the end result of what necrosis looks like. You show them a picture of a zombie. That's it. You go, do you want to look like this? And then you show them a picture of a zombie. Like, that's what you're going to look like if you keep taking this shit. Now, are they going to look like that? Probably not. But fuck it. Lying to kids to keep them away from drugs, so be it. You know? People like, you should never lie. I will absolutely lie the fuck out of a lie to keep my kids off of drugs. And my daughter off the stripper pole. That's what I lie about. I will lie through my fucking teeth like you wouldn't believe. Like, telling your daughter, well, if you get on a stripper pole, you'll end up with, neutral fasciitis necrosis. And she'll be like, what's that? That's where your fucking breasts fall off because you were rubbing your titties against the pole. And if she believes that, then you win, You win that fight. If you get your kids to believe that drugs is going to turn them into a Rosie O'Donnell, they'll be like, I don't want to take that drug. They'll keep away from it. So, absolutely live, you have to keep your kids away from drugs, guys. All right? What else is in the news? Yeah, listen. I don't do that drug either. Weed. I'm not that I'm against it. I think it's a waste of time. I know a lot of people use it for medicinal purposes, but I think drugs is just a true waste of time. I have other things to do than sit there and go, hey man, I'm feeling a little hungry now. No, But listen, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't motherfuck anybody for smoking weed. I just think it's a waste of time. So, other thing I'm starting to notice here in the United States, I'm I'm talking to foreigners. Suicide is up in the city. More and more people are throwing themselves off a building. Listen, I don't understand why you want to, that's what, you're choosing to end your life. That's what you do. You go, you know what, man? I'm going to throw myself off this building. Because the one thing about throwing yourself off of any building, anything that is high, is that as soon as you leave the ledge, you fucking regret it. Now, every suicide person who has survived suicide, jumping that is, whether they hit trees on the way down, they hit the water and survived, they have all said they have regretted leaving the ledge. That was the moment they realized they fucked up. So when you are ready to, I don't know, throw yourself off a building, you you have to regret it. Like, at least with a gun, you can't pull that thought back. Maybe if you fuck up, and you scave the side of your skull and you're sitting there bleeding out, maybe you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have did this. But at least with a gun, if you do it right, you can't regret it. You can't take it back. It's done. But throwing yourself off a building or slitting your wrist, I mean, like, there's a moment where you're like, shit, I fucked up, right? Please, can we please acknowledge this is the U.S. of Israel? What is the U.S. of Israel? Israel? I don't know. Any info on the Brooklyn warehouse fire? I didn't know about the Brooklyn warehouse fire. I think I heard something about it. I don't think it was much. Actually, I did, and it wasn't much. It was bullshit. It was a fire. And that's the thing, Gene. So here in New York City, we have a lot of those. We have a lot of warehouse fires in New York City. Every year, there's always a big one because the unit was notified late, and by the time they got there, it was a full assignment. And then in a lot of cases, it's a second, third alarm on arrival. So this, in itself, the one that was in Brooklyn yesterday, the day before yesterday, wasn't a big to do. It was what it was. I do find the fire that was in, let's see if I can pull it up. The fire that was in Florida, they now have the ATF investigating it. Shit, I guess that was for another day. I thought I wrote out the, I did, but I can't find it right now, but it's not important. But yes, with all the fires going on, sorry, it was for a rabbit hole video that I'm going to be doing next week. But it was the Chicago Heights fire. ATF is involved in that right now. They're investigating. So, like, listen, when ATF gets involved, that's because there was something that they saw or something that was present at the fire. So the Chicago Heights fire definitely lends to sabotage if the ATF is getting involved. Now, when fire marshals go to a fire, they investigate it themselves. Locally, they investigate it. They look at it. They go, oh, this is above our pay grade. And then they push it up the ladder. And they'll suggest for federal investigation. Now, whether that's the FBI or the ATF that gets involved, it depends on what they saw and what was reported. So the fire in Chicago Heights, which happened on February 6th, the ATF is now investigating. And the rabbit hole video I'm doing is a 2-theory video. Hopefully I could keep it under 8 to 10 minutes, but that'll be coming out next week. The rabbit hole video I did today is based on the zombies. So again, we should see. ATF. Yeah, I guess. Or a strip club. You choose. Right? So, again, guys, like I said before, last night I think we were witnessing sabotage. I absolutely think we're seeing that firsthand. I think we're seeing it through way of Russia. But we shall see. So, yeah, here in the city, guys, not much is going on. I mean, there's a lot going on, but not much I care to talk about. You do have the whole new gun laws that are coming out. I have to look into that. But apparently, and not that it's I don't find it to be a big deal, but here in New York State, Kathy Hochul passed down no firearms that are to be carried in government official buildings, whether that's locally or state, right? So you can't go into courtrooms, obviously. You can't go into the city hall, obviously. You can't go into any government buildings like upstate New York, obviously. So a lot of states have it that way. So it is what it is. I don't care. I'm never going to walk in armed in one of those places anyway. But I will absolutely have my firearm in the vehicle, right? So, and then I know you're not supposed to. People are like, that's a fucking no-no. Listen, it's going to be on me at all times. If I have to walk into a government building, that's the only time it's not going to be on me. Or they could have you check it in. That's the other thing they can do. But they're trying to make it against the law, if I'm not mistaken. So if you walk into one of these buildings, you can get arrested. I think that's what I read somewhere. And if that's the case, that's a big fuck you. Because what they're trying to do then is if you walk into the building armed and you get arrested, they can take your gun license away, and now you're unarmed forever. Suburban hillbillies say get a lockbox. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. I mean, I wasn't gonna leave it haphazardly in the car, like under the seat. But yeah, that's a good idea, right? Lockbox. I mean, if there's a lockbox that I can have drilled into the car under the seat, where I can put it in that way, that would be a better idea. So that then they can't take the box if they break into the car, because break-ins here in the city are at an all-time high. Car, that is. Again, guys, a lot of you know I had my car broken into a month ago, 2 months ago, back in December, right? I had my car broken into, so it was that was a pain in the ass to get it fixed. So I ordered extra glass in case it happens again, right? Imagine having to do that bullshit, having to order extra glass to fucking because I live in the city. So I'm hoping I move to Westchester in the next couple of months now. I'm not, if I get my job back with New York, with the fire department, I'll just move out of the city, but I'll still be close by, just because of work. But we shall see. Dr. Papadopoulos, if I said that right, yes, crime is out of control. Crime, you know what? Crime is so bad, like the fucking media gave up reporting it. They're just like, man, they don't know what else to do. They're just like their hands are up in the air. Robberies at an all-time high. Robberies are going unchecked. No one is doing anything about it. Again, you can get arrested for, something as simple as drinking a beer on a sidewalk. They will give you a ticket for that, have you go to court, have you pay a fine, but you could rob all day, every day, and nothing is being done. But yeah, I mean, guys, it's out of control. Um, Sorry, looking for. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Again, related to the city. Oh, that's another thing. Um, Subway surfing. Now, for those of you that live in the city, I'm pretty sure you have seen it once or twice. Subway surfing is becoming a dangerous trend here in New York. It used to be a thing back in the 80s. I remember when I was young, I'm like, oh, I would do it. Listen, there isn't a law to subway surfing, but not in the city. Like, if I'm on a train in the Midwest and I have, like, miles of, like, sitting on top of the train, I would. But in the city, there's just too many low-hanging objects, man. Too many low-hanging objects. So a lot of kids are putting this on Instagram. They're putting it on social media, TikTok, Facebook. And the MTA is demanding that social media takes it down because it's encouraging other kids to do it. I don't know if that's a thing, but I know that I asked my kids, would you? They're like, no, because there was a kid last year who was subway surfing, and he didn't get down in time. I guess they were about to go under a bridge. He didn't get down in time, and he got walloped, man. He got whacked. I don't think he died, but I think he's brain damaged. Yeah, it's a definite problem when we're watching this shit unfold. And again, guys, social media, it's its worst enemy, but social media can also help. I know that people love social media because of the shit that it brings. It brings a lot of good things, but it brings a lot of bad shit with it. And it has people doing copying shit. Like, for example, I'm going back to the gym. And I'm still doing CrossFit, but I'm only doing CrossFit 3 times a week. Anywhere between 2 to 3 times a week. I'm going back to the gym because I need to use a treadmill and the ski erg and all that other shit that they have there. So I'm going to Blink, and I find it a problem. I walked into the gym yesterday just to take a look at it, and I'm like, it's a fucking nightmare now. There are too many people in the gym videoing themselves. Now, I get it that when you're videoing yourselves for progression reasons, like treadmill. You're running on the treadmill, you're sprinting, and so your first couple of days, you film yourself sprinting, and then 3 months later, you film yourself sprinting again, and then 6 months later, you do it again. I get that. But if you're like an influencer and you're sitting there and you're holding court and you're having conversations in a public gym, it's a fucking problem. And the other problem is too many people are doing it. Right? So I get that you're trying to do that, but when you have 8 motherfuckers with their video cameras out, all like, look at me, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's frustrating. One or two people doing it at a time is not bad, but when you have everybody, and then they're all like flexing and shit and putting their arms up and look at my fucking biceps, and that's a lot too. It's too much. It's way too much, and it's frustrating to go to gyms like that. Yeah, Dr. Poplar, I work out at home too, right? So like today, I gotta get out after this. After I meet my buddy, I gotta come back, throw a pack on my back, walk a mile, then come back up and then do the workout. Listen, Slim Shady, there is a bit of narcissity. That's probably not even a word, but there is a bit of that. But there are also people who are legitimately trying to build a business in the fitness world. So you have to, for example, I'm getting back to my Angry Prepper Fitness channel. You have to show progression, and you have to show people that you're progressing as an influencer. Other than that, people don't want to fucking hear it. Don't call me sir, call me survivor. How do you prepare your family? Don't call me sir, call me survivor. Email me that question, because there's a lot to go along with that question. That's like that's like a vague question. How do you prepare your family? For what? For a flood, for a meteorite, for the end of the world? Like for what? For a snowstorm? You gotta, email me that question and be more specific if you can. Pioneer Spirit, I'm probably going to try to get back to doing more walkabout videos. I know that you guys appreciate that, but I got to do it around the location that you guys would want to see, If I go back to work, you'll definitely see that more as well, too. The Angry Calm channel, I'm going to start. I got to get back to putting videos on there. Those videos are easy to do. I've been so distracted with everything else. My time management is getting a lot better. Yesterday, I did a lot on the time management. Today, I had my time picked out right up until I got on the phone with another buddy of mine, a female, and we were on the phone for a long time, talking about a lot of shit. So that ate into my time management today, my time, what you call it. But after I get off of this, I got another video to upload. I got a plan for another Angry Prepper fitness video and an Angry Calm video that I like to release this week. Mark, I should be able to go to Ed's next month. I shouldn't have a problem. I'm actually, I scheduled it out so that I can do that. So unless some weird shit happens, yeah. That's a video or a short series on its own. Another friend, you're right about that. Preparing your family is another a series of videos. Because yeah, it's definitely that's a vague question, especially when you're not fighting, but when you have family that's like, yeah, fighting you every step of the way. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why is there so much fucking rice in the closet? Like when you're dealing with that shit, it's hard. It's definitely hard. Zoo Vet. I'm back to discipline. My discipline came back. I've been doing little things at a time to get there. So on the Angry Prepper Fitness channel, we're going to discuss discipline and how to get there, because it's not a rip off the Band-Aid approach. Now with dieting, I knew that it wasn't a rip off the Band-Aid approach. It wasn't just do it. No. The Nike shit, just do it. It does work when you're already there, right? So if you're in your top physical form, just do it applies to you getting shit done because you got there. But for the person who's trying to get there, you can't just tell them do it because they're going to try to do it and they're going to wind up faltering because they get frustrated. So little things to get there, like I tell people with diet, try to have 2 to 3 days of clean eating a week. 2 to 3 days, whether you space them out or you do them consecutively together, whatever it is, guys, just fucking, try to get 3 clean eating days. And if you can't do 3, do 2. And then mark it off on a calendar. And then the next week, you bump it up 1 more day. And you should work yourself up to 5 days of clean eating, 1 day of half a day of clean eating, and 1 meal where it's your fucking whatever you want to eat. And then you have 1 day where you're irresponsible, and that's that. Now, as long as you also hit your calorie deficit, meaning you stay in a calorie deficit and you don't overshoot it, you can eat almost anything you want. And now, I'm not advocating this, I'm not advocating this at all. But there was a man who lost 75 pounds by eating McDonald's because he was still hitting his calorie deficit, meaning he was staying well underneath the calories he's supposed to eat. So if you're supposed to eat 2,400 calories a day as a calorie deficit, that's where you stay. You do a little less, you try not to do a little more. And if you do a little more, then try to make it just that one day, but don't do it every day, right? So calorie deficit is huge. If you're eating 5,000 calories a day and you're doing nothing to boot, you're not gonna lose any fucking weight. But if you have a calorie deficit and you work out, you're almost ultimately gonna lose weight. I dropped another 4 pounds during the intermittent fasting and calorie deficit. And that was just in 3 days. I lost 4 pounds. So the next 3 days, I'm looking to drop another 4 pounds doing the same thing I'm doing today, right? So now if I go out with my friend and I have this burger, I think when I get home, the only thing I can have is a fucking rabbit bowl of rice and 2 pieces of chicken. And then that's it for the night, right? So, yeah. My email was Conroy. My email is angryprepper@gmail.com or angrytruth@gmail.com. Depends on what you're emailing me for. Right. So again, guys, you could definitely lose weight, but you just have to you have to be in a calorie deficit to do so. And water, dude, you could do that as well. You could take a massive shit and you lost a lot of weight, right? So there's also that. Also, drinking a lot of water also helps you burn fat because when your body is dehydrated, it slows down the process of losing fat and building muscle because your body is fucking looking for water to create the environment it needs to burn fat and build muscle, right? So again, stay hydrated all the time. I've been drinking water like it's going out of style now. Again, learning those two things recently, I was like, that makes fucking sense. I started drinking fucking more water. I started seeing more weight come off. Pedro, I'm down to eating bread probably once a week, twice a week at best now. At best. I love bread. I love it. So I'm eating less of it to get to where I want to go. But yeah, if you cut out sugar for 7 days, you reset a lot of the shit in your body. If you don't eat for one day, 24 hours of no eating. They'll say it's called fasting. Whatever, it's called starvation at that point. But 24 hours no eating, you reset all of your biological issues in the body. If you have inflammation, your inflammation's gone down severely. Not all the way, but severely. If you have neurological problems, your neurological problems are almost reset. Because when you eat, your body is inflamed from eating. Believe it or not, especially sugar. If you have a influx or a major of sugar, your body's inflamed. Now, I noticed this the other day. I was drinking coffee last week and the week before. At 2 to 3 o'clock, around this time, I would get exhausted, guys. Exhausted. I'd be like, oh my God, what the fuck? I felt like I had to take a nap. So I stopped drinking coffee. I stopped putting that sugar in my coffee. I'm switching over to another sugar now. But right now I'm drinking mud coffee. I'm on my 3rd day of mud coffee, and I have not been tired at all. Not until around 9 o'clock when you're supposed to get tired. So sugar was definitely my problem. And I think it was the amount of sugar I was using. But right now I'm not using any sugar, and I'm feeling better throughout the day. A 24-hour no eating reset is also needed. Now, there's a doctor. He's a world-renowned Indian surgeon, I think he is. He talks about intermittent fasting for 24 hours once a week. If you're going to do it, I would say start once a month and see how you feel after you do it. And when you come out of that fasting, guys, you don't come out of the fasting and eat a cheeseburger, for example, which I did, which was a bad fucking move. I did that last week. I felt like shit. And I found out why I felt like shit. So when I come out of my fasting, I have an apple with peanut butter or a smoothie, high protein, and that's what I have first. And that only lasts in my system about half an hour or an hour, and then I'm hungry immediately after. Then I have a high protein, low carb diet. On the days I train hard, I have a medium carb, high protein diet, right? Carb cycling is another thing that you throw in there with your intermittent fasting. So you'll achieve where you want to be a lot faster. And here's the other mindset. And I'm sorry, this is not a workout channel. I'll do this on the Angry Prepper Fitness Live. But here's the other mindset. Your mindset has to change when you're dieting. You can't go, I'm dieting, I want to lose weight. No, you have to say, I am going to lose weight, and I weigh 135 pounds at the end of the month. You have to change your mindset when you're dieting. And I learned that really fucking fast. Keep saying, I'm trying, I want to. It's not going to do the job. You have to say, I am, I will, and I'm here. I'm here at 135 pounds by the end of March. Now, I don't want to be 135 pounds. If I look, guys, if I hit 135 pounds, I have AIDS or cancer. You choose. Or I've been in Somalia, Africa somewhere too fucking long with no food. If I'm 135 pounds, right? So I don't want to be that weight. But I'm trying to get down to 250. My goal right now is to get to 260, and then from 260 to 250. So now I will be 260 hopefully by mid-March. We shall see. Not we shall see, you will see. Let's put it like that. I did a before picture yesterday. I'm gonna do another after picture in another 2 months. So 3 months, I'm gonna do an after picture and do a comparison, and then the 3 months after that. Jordan says, I'm trying to get to 145. God bless you people that are still in the one something range. I'll never see that again. Again, unless I get AIDS or fucking cancer. I'll never see anything again. 220 is about as low as I would like to go. 230, I'm sorry, is as low as I like to go. But if I enter the anyone era, I'm dying. You know? Yeah, so like, there's a doctor out there. There's a couple of doctors I follow, and they've been breaking down the science of fat. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking interesting. Like the being dehydrated, it makes all the difference. Now, I did a couple of tweaks this week, and I lost 4 pounds in 3 days without even fucking trying. Now, never mind me going to the gym and working out here at home. I work out here at home because I don't want to go to the gym. But unfortunately, there are machines at the gym that I need. And I'm not going to get a treadmill. I would like to. But there's another thing about going to the gym. There's the environment. That environment brings it out of you. Especially men, when there's a hot chick walking by, and all of a sudden you're like, fucking 135, 136, 137. Like, you know, there is a science, believe it or not, to working out at home and working out in a gym. And then having women peak your workout abilities, if that makes sense. There's a whole science behind it. And it's real. It's real. And people actually, men anyway, do better. And women do better around men that work out. It's a symbiotic relationship, guys, when you go to the gym. But people don't want to talk about that. Women want to go, he's looking at me. Okay. Sorry, you know. But that's what it is. Strive. Although hot chicks go by Strive. But anyway, guys, with that, man, this one a little longer than it should have. I am sorry. Thank you, guys, again, for following me, dealing with my bullshit, supporting me, being here today. I'm surprised I have this many people on in the middle of the afternoon. But, again, thank you for the support. The Angry Prepper Fitness channel, I will probably do a live stream on there. It'll be in the morning or afternoon time like this. And we'll go over discussions on how to lose weight efficiently. The videos on the Angry Prepper Fitness channel, I'm going to do more motivational talks and more sciencey subjects on how to lose weight, because I think that's where people want to go. Angry Miss T, I'm not tall. I'm not tall at all. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", and I can't get down to the crackhead weight. I just can't. People will laugh me out of existence. Anyway, the Angry Prepper channel, guys, the Angry Prepper Fitness channel, will do more videos on, again, losing weight and how to lose weight and certain tips that I've been learning along the way and I've been applying and seeing for myself work. So, obviously, if I don't see it work, I'll still mention it. But if I see it work, I'm definitely going to push it, if that makes sense. Right, guys, other than that, thank you for your time. Thank you for following me. And I will see you guys tomorrow night on the Angry Prepper channel and the Angry Truths channel. Tomorrow nights, guys, Angry Prepper is the Ohio River problem. We're going to talk about the Ohio River Basin. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Thank you.